Your civilian ID is expired. Open the entire bag. The young checkpoint guards emptied everything onto the metal table. The woman didn't react. She stood silently, waiting, until a senior officer walked by. He froze upon noticing a patch among the scattered items. He stepped closer and whispered, "Stand down, don't touch anything else. That's Ghost Recon." Her name was Evelyn Shaw, 42 years old, a former Special Forces technician. Now she wore a faded civilian jacket and a dusty olive backpack hung from her shoulders. She had arrived at Northwell Base checkpoint around noon, carrying a temporary visitor pass to consult on a classified radar issue. The young gate soldiers, Private Danner and Sergeant Kells, examined her ID. Suspicion grew instantly. Her civilian contractor pass had expired 2 weeks ago. "Ma'am, we'll need to search everything." Evelyn said nothing. She unzipped the bag calmly. No protests, no attitude. Out came her tools: a compact soldering iron, a digital optic calibrator, a folded military map, and a heavy logbook filled with technical notes. Sergeant Kells grew more suspicious. "Where did you get this gear? You're not cleared for this." They searched aggressively, tearing at inner compartments. From a hidden pocket fell a cloth with a patch embroidered in gray. A wolf silhouette fading into fog. The Ghost Recon insignia. Evelyn said nothing. She just stared ahead, unfazed. She was someone who had endured worse interrogations than this. The guards saw a suspicious civilian with expired paperwork and military equipment she shouldn't have. What they didn't realize was they were staring at someone whose name had been wiped from official records, someone who had chosen to disappear after a failed classified operation. The Ghost Recon unit had been disbanded after a mission went wrong. Officially, all members were dead. Unofficially, a few had survived, choosing to disappear rather than face the fallout. Evelyn was one of those ghosts living quietly in the shadows. Colonel Mark Ramsey, the senior officer at the base, happened to walk by and noticed something that made his blood run cold: the Ghost Recon patch on the table. He stopped immediately, stepped forward slowly, eyes fixed on the emblem he hadn't seen in over a decade. "Stand down. Don't touch anything else. That's Ghost Recon." The guards were confused but followed his order. Colonel Ramsey immediately pulled Evelyn aside into a private office, leaving the guards behind. Private Danner and Sergeant Kells whispered, "Ghost Recon? That unit isn't even listed in current databases. Why does the colonel care about a patch from so long ago?" In the office, Ramsey spoke to Evelyn. "We thought your entire team was killed during the 2012 Kandahar ambush." Evelyn, calm as ever, responded, "That's what the official records say, but some of us walked out of that situation. We weren't meant to exist after that." She placed her logbook on the desk, filled with encrypted notes, radio frequencies, and detailed drone interference patterns. Ramsey studied one of the entries, pausing. "This interference pattern matches anomalies we've been tracking for 3 months. How do you know about our classified operations?" Evelyn explained, "There's a backdoor signal interfering with your training drones. It's not equipment failure. Someone is deliberately sabotaging your systems." Ramsey leaned back in his chair. "Why didn't you come forward sooner? Why the expired pass? The unofficial approach?" Evelyn's gaze didn't change. "Because last time I tried to help officially, they erased me from the system. Ghost Recon doesn't exist. I don't exist. But the threats you face are real." Ramsey signaled to a tech officer. "Verify this handwriting against any Ghost Recon documentation. Specifically, look for the call sign Shadow 9. 20 minutes later, the tech officer returned. "The handwriting matches. This is Shadow 9. She designed the counter-jamming protocols we use today." Ramsey now looked at Evelyn with understanding. "You built the systems that protect this base?" Evelyn responded, "I built the foundation, but someone has learned to exploit the weaknesses I couldn't solve 12 years ago." Ramsey realized the magnitude of the problem. "You're telling me the security vulnerabilities stem from incomplete solutions in your original work?" Evelyn nodded, explaining that whoever was targeting the drones knew exactly how Ghost Recon systems worked and was using their methods against them. Ramsey understood the gravity. Either classified information had been compromised, or a rogue member of Ghost Recon was responsible. "Who else survived from your unit?" Ramsey asked. Evelyn hesitated. I hoped I was the only one, but the signature patterns in your drone interference look familiar. The colonel made a decision that would change everything. What do you need to fix this? Evelyn replied, 48 hours of access to your drone systems and a small team of techs who can follow orders without questions. Ramsey agreed. For the next 2 days, Evelyn worked with 3 hand-picked technicians. She moved through the systems like she designed them, because in many ways she had. Lieutenant Graham, one of the younger officers, had doubts. Are we really trusting this system to someone with an expired visitor pass? After watching her work for 6 hours, his doubts vanished. Evelyn installed counter-signal patches, reprogrammed encryption methods, and identified the exact source of the interference. Lieutenant Graham whispered to Ramsey, "She's not just fixing the system, she built half of it." By the 3rd day, Evelyn's changes paid off. During a routine training mission, 3 drones simultaneously lost GPS signals and began flying erratically. Thanks to Evelyn's protocols, the drones maintained stable flight until manual control was restored. The base had nearly lost $50 million in equipment and possibly personnel. That evening, Ramsey held a security briefing. 3 days ago, we nearly lost multiple drones. It wasn't equipment failure. It was sabotage using techniques designed to exploit our systems. He gestured to Evelyn, who stood quietly in the back. Thanks to Evelyn Shaw, call sign Shadow 9, this base is operational and now has the most advanced drone security in the military. A major asked, Ghost Recon was disbanded. How do we verify her credentials? Ramsey pulled out a classified folder. I was there when her unit saved 47 soldiers during the Kandahar ambush. I was one of them. The room fell silent. Shadow 9 didn't just design our current systems. She risked her life to keep them running under fire while her unit provided cover for a full evacuation. Ramsey turned to Evelyn and saluted her. It's an honor to finally thank you properly. Evelyn's response surprised everyone. I didn't come back for thanks. I came back because I recognized the attack patterns. Someone from my unit is responsible for these intrusions. The room erupted in whispers. A rogue Ghost Recon operative was a possibility no one had considered. I have my suspicions, but I'll need more time. Ramsey made a decision. Ma'am, I'm offering you a permanent consultant position, full security clearance. Evelyn replied, I'll help catch them, but I work alone and don't want my name in any official databases. Some ghosts are better left that way. From then on, Evelyn quietly inspected drone systems once a week, always in civilian clothes. The technical team referred to her simply as Miss Shaw, with respect. Outside the checkpoint, a steel plaque was installed in honor of the one who didn't need orders to protect them. Private Danner, who had once treated her harshly, approached her months later. Ma'am, I want to apologize for how we treated you. Evelyn nodded. You were doing your job. I respect that. 6 months later, the interference stopped completely. Whether it was Evelyn's actions or her system improvements, no one knew for sure. But the base's security systems became a model for others. When new officers arrived, they were told, there's a civilian consultant who comes in on Wednesdays. Ask respectfully, and she might help you understand systems you didn't know existed. Evelyn Shaw, a legend who never sought recognition, continued working in the shadows. Her expertise was invaluable, yet she chose silence over the spotlight. Her story teaches us that real protection often comes from those who remain invisible. Respect the quiet protectors. They carry the most vital knowledge. True heroes don't seek recognition. They act when needed, without hesitation. Evelyn Shaw, a ghost in the system, proves that some of the most vital knowledge comes from those who prefer to remain unseen. Are you ready to recognize the quiet protectors around you? Let's honor those who work in the shadows, ensuring our safety, and let their actions speak louder than any title. Share this story and remember, sometimes the most powerful contributions come from those who don't ask for credit.